Okay, now as soon as I turn off the AC, I get a few minutes maximum. Yes guys, welcome back to the George Benson football channel. Welcome to another video. I didn't do 6 things we learned after the game against Bournemouth at the weekend, and there's a reason for it, and it's kind of the fuel for today's video. The Chelsea fan base right now is a very split place to be. There are some people who have actually started this whole Frank Lampard out thing, Lampard out hashtag. It's common culture in football these days, where if a manager isn't doing as well as someone would potentially like them to be doing, it's just hashtag X out. And I find it crazy, actually, at this stage in Frank Lampard's managerial career, transitional period in Chelsea Football Club's history, with everything that we do have going for us still, despite people's unhappiness and bad performances and the heavy loss to Bayern Munich and the draw against Arsenal that no one was very happy about, and the draw against Bournemouth, the conceding of the goals, and the repetition of the errors that have just been all too paramount in Chelsea's season right now. It's not everyone, it's a select few. It's actually put me off making a video in response to the Bournemouth game, because I feel as though the moment, the atmosphere around Chelsea, after particularly that defeat to Bayern Munich, it's not a good place to be. It's not something that is enjoyable at this current moment in time. We will talk about the Bournemouth game for a little bit. We're also going to look forward to this massive game that we've got against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Realistically, the game against Bournemouth, they're a team that have got our number at the moment. Eddie Howe, whether Bournemouth are in great form or not, he seems to know what he's doing against Chelsea. Be it Antonio Conte as the manager, Maurizio Sarri, or Frank Lampard, Bournemouth have been a very tricky team for Chelsea to beat in the Premier League. And even though we made defensive mistakes again, Tomori came back in and didn't have the best game, and then all of a sudden, everyone's going in saying like none of the centre-halves are good enough, none of the centre-backs are good enough. I didn't just want to make another video doing what Frank's been doing the whole season, which is simply repeating the same things, the same issues over and over again. Chelsea dominate matches. We have the majority of the possession. We create opportunities, but we don't finish them off. And it's something that we knew was going to be an issue when we lost 50% of our Premier League goals in the sale of Eden Hazard. We couldn't replace him, we didn't replace him, and we will be looking to replace him, and we've just brought in Hakim Ziyech as well. So we're making the right steps, yet people are still extremely unhappy. You look at Spurs, beaten by Wolves. You look at Man United, held by Everton, who are actually starting to come back into the conversation as well under Carlo Ancelotti. And a little side note, we won't be able to welcome Ancelotti back to Stamford Bridge because he got sent off in the game in the dugout against Man United. So we're looking at it. Marcos Alonso scores 2 goals. Yet again, this man, I put on Twitter, I never know what to say about Marcos Alonso. I find him the most frustrating footballer that we have at the club, because one game and one moment is a liability. He's getting red cards in Champions League knockout matches. He turns up at the weekend and he does save Chelsea's bacon. Yes, we had opportunities. Yes, we probably dominated the game more so than Bournemouth, but the goals that we did score, yet again, Marcos Alonso coming up when we needed him to the most to get Chelsea the point. Now, if you look at Spurs dropping points again, United dropping points again, it could be a very big point come the end of the season. You've got Leicester who were beaten at Norwich as well. We've got to start trying to drag them back into the conversation about trying to hold on for a spot in the top 4. Bringing it back to the whole Lampard out thing. And this video was kind of just like a mismatch of me not really knowing what to say over the past couple of days. I'm still in Bali. I had a bit of a party blowout weekend, which was fun. I didn't feel like making a 6 things we learned because I've been reading so many things on Twitter. I'm reading and thinking to myself, like, there's actually not a lot of good that I said after that game against Bayern Munich. And it really did bring me back to reality. Unblinding optimism isn't something that I just want to keep throwing out there for the sake of it. I think there was an element of understanding after that Bayern game that, you know, we are a long way away from where we want to be, from where Chelsea Football Club need to be, and I think where the aspirations and expectations of the fans as a whole and the club and everyone else involved is at this moment in time. At the same time, hashtag Lampard out. Is it really that point right now in the season where it's like, okay, Lampard's got to go? No. Just so that I'd make this categorically clear so that people think I'm not making videos for the last 3 days because actually, I'm sick and tired of Frank Lampard and I want him to not be Chelsea manager. Could not be any further away from the truth for me. I look at the managers in world football right now, the ones that are performing the best. I don't think there's very many that we haven't already been through that I would like to see at Chelsea instead of Frank Lampard. I think he obviously knows the club. He knows that a lot of these young players have deserved their chances this season. He's had the faith. He's given this injection of belief. He's given this injection of youthfulness in the Chelsea side that we've been relying on, that we've been waiting for so many years. We've got a relatively big community here on this football channel. I just wanted to address the whole Lampard out thing today as lunacy. I get it. We've lost quite a lot of matches this season. Realistically, considering yet again for the second season in a row, how no one is really grabbing the top four by the horns right now apart from City and Liverpool, who are beaten 3-0 at Watford, which is a crazy result. We'll talk about that another day. We're not doing as bad yet again as people said we are. I'm not going to sit here and say how happy I am with a 2-2 draw away at Bournemouth. I'm not happy with a 2-2 draw away at Bournemouth. I don't think it was good enough, and we need to start killing games off. I'm getting sick of hearing Frank Lampard say the same things in press conferences, the way that I'm sure Frank is getting sick and tired of saying it too. We're in a transitional phase. We know that we're going to invest in the summer. We know that there are attacking players that need to come in order to boost our chances of converting more goals. We also know that improvements are going to have to come in defensive areas because Chelsea are making the same mistakes over and over again. But anyway, enough about that game against Bournemouth. Let's look forward to the FA Cup now against Liverpool. It's a real opportunity, this one. Liverpool are the best team in England right now. They're the champions of Europe. They were beaten 3-0 in a freak result away at Watford at the weekend, and the FA Cup has been a competition this season where Jurgen Klopp has fielded the youngsters. I expect him to do something similar again, but I do not want to see Chelsea getting involved in any of this. It's not big enough for this club. The FA Cup is a competition that I personally love. Every single May when we get to that final at Wembley, or even the semi-final at Wembley, which I don't always agree with, but it is the way it is, I really want to see Chelsea win that competition. Losing in the FA Cup final to Arsenal a couple years ago was a pretty heartbreaking moment. I was in the front row. I was captured by the official FA photographers with tears running down my face. I want to win this competition, and it doesn't matter if Jurgen Klopp has not turned up to be the manager in the last round. It doesn't matter if Jurgen Klopp sends out a young Liverpool team. Chelsea need to do a professional job, no matter whether it's Liverpool's first team or Liverpool's youngsters that go out in that game at Stamford Bridge. It's not the easiest tie. We probably would have preferred to be playing Shrewsbury Town if they'd have actually won the replay at Anfield, but they didn't thanks to an own goal. This is an opportunity now for Chelsea. We could knock out one of the big teams. It's a competition that we have got a very rich history in. I want to see us going all out, regardless of what team Liverpool are going to play. I know there's massive matches coming up. We've got the game against Everton. We've got big games to come up in the Premier League. We need to start building up wins. We've got that Champions League second leg to think about in a couple of weeks' time as well. We've got to go with a full-strength team in this one. Jorginho's not going to be playing. He's got a 2-match suspension. I want to see potentially if there's anyone coming in, Billy Gilmour in this game. If Liverpool do play the youngsters, I think it could be the perfect opportunity for Billy Gilmour to partner Mateo Kovacic in the centre of the midfield. Don't know if we're going to see it. I think we might see it because obviously he's recently been promoted to the first team. Other than that, I want to see us still trying to adapt with this three at the back. I think it's definitely something that can work for us. Alonso, I know I keep saying 1 minute that he's brilliant, the next minute I'm just confused and I'm sat here scratching my head and spinning my cap around in circles, but Alonso's got to play, and if he's playing further forward, maybe even as a second striker. I want to see us play with two strikers, and I think it's something we could see in this game against Liverpool. And Marcos Alonso as a striker, I would fully entertain it. I think in front of goal, there's not many who convert the same way that he does. We know that defending's not going to be his strong point. It never has been, and it probably never will be. We've also seen Emerson put in a good performance against Liverpool earlier this season. Maybe Emerson can play at left wing back for this one with Marcos Alonso as a second striker. I don't know, it's just an idea. It's something I wanted to throw out there for the comments for you guys in this video. A few people have been mentioning it to me that, you know, Marcos Alonso to play on the wing instead of the wing back or as a second striker. So let me know what you would do in this game against Liverpool in the comments down below. It's been a little bit hectic with Chelsea recently and I've not really known what to say in my videos. So I also took a bit of a party weekend, which I think I've deserved after the last few weeks. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll put the team up that I want to see in this game against Liverpool on the screen right now. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a bit of like a cluster video today addressing the whole Lampard out bullshit, and we're going to call it that, and I will leave that swear word in today's video. Bullshit's not really a swear word, but you guys get what I mean. Anyway, thank you guys. Subscribe to the George Benson football channel if you're new around here. We're trying to get to 100k, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.